Now, when it comes to two-way tables, you're usually going to be required to fill them in, but at higher level, you may also be asked to construct one from scratch, so from the data that they give you within a certain written question. Now, if we look at this two-way table here, it provides us with a great deal of information. It shows us how many Year 8 girls we had, how many Year 8 boys, and the same for Year 9. So it shows us two different characteristics within the same table. Now, important things for you to note are those total columns. We've got a total column and a total row there, and they must always add up, if you look at that bottom right-hand number, to the same amount. And that's how you know if you've completed a two-way table correctly, because your total row along the bottom and your total column at the end should add up to the same amount. So let's look at an example now where we would have to construct our own two-way table and then complete it. So in this question, it tells us a survey was done to find the newspapers read by men and women. A group of 91 people were asked in total, of whom 35 were women. And of the 31 people who read The Sun, 23 were men, and 21 men read The Times. 13 women read The Telegraph, and what they want us to do is to fill in the missing values and construct our two-way table, and to write down the probability of selecting a woman who reads The Times. So you can see in this question there's a lot of information that they've given us in one go, but we're going to be able to put all of that quite easily into a two-way table. So let's first of all think of the two things we're looking at within this two-way table. Well, the first thing is the gender, male or female, and the second one is the papers they read. Now, our options for papers that they read are The Sun, The Times and The Telegraph. So when we construct our two-way table, this is what it would look like. We have men and women in that first column, and then going along the top, we have The Sun, The Times and The Telegraph. But don't forget, we need to add that total row along the bottom and the total column at the end. Now, they give us all the information in the question. For example, they tell us that 91 people were asked in total. So our grand total will be 91. They tell us 35 women answered. They also tell us that 31 people read The Sun, and 23 of those 31 were men. And 21 men read The Times and 13 women read The Telegraph. So have a think about where we would put those values within here. Well, here is where all of our answers would go. We've shown that 23 men out of 31 read The Sun. We've shown that 21 men read The Times. We've shown that 13 women read The Telegraph. And then we've shown that 35 women in total were asked, and also that our grand total was 91. So we've taken all the information they've given us in the question and put it into the two-way table. And now all we have to do is to fill in all of those missing values. Now, they will always give you enough information to complete the table. So don't think that they haven't given you a particular number and therefore you can't work anything out. There will always be a way to work out at least one of the values, and as soon as you've worked out one of them, that will lead to you being able to fill in all the others. So what I want you to do now is to press pause, have a go at filling in those missing numbers, and then come back and see what the correct answers are. Okay, so hopefully you've had a couple of minutes now to work out what our missing values are in here, and these are the numbers you should have come up with. We could see quite easily from having a grand total of 91 and 35 women that we then only have 56 men. And once we knew that we had 56 men, we could work backwards and work out that 12 of them must have read The Telegraph. Once I knew that 12 men read The Telegraph, I could work out how many people in total read that newspaper. And you can see then how we can work backwards to fill in all of the rest of those missing values. Now, two-way tables are quite a good way of getting some easy marks on your exam paper, as they always follow the same kind of setup in every question. You may be asked to construct them, but essentially filling in the numbers is always a case of just doing simple arithmetic to find your answers. So, in answer to the question, the probability of selecting a woman who reads the Times, well, there are 14 women out of 91 people in total, so our fraction would be 14 over 91. This simplifies, though, to 2/13.